All right. Good evening, and we are live. Once again, it's me, Eric Nelson, Sacred Heart Parish, doing our weekly live stream. This week we've got Miss Julie Ford in. She's going to visit with us about pro-life ministry. First, like always, go over just a few announcements. Let's see. The youth group will be having another fish fry on Friday, March 31st at 6 p.m. Just like the previous one, it's a fundraiser for the youth group's trip to a World Youth Day in Portugal. So I heard that was a big success last time. They're hoping to have another great success. So everybody come out for a great Lenten meal. Like I said, that's on March 31st at 6 o'clock. Of course, that's Friday. Uh, let's see. Our Lenten mission is going to be on Monday, March 27th and March 28th in English, and then it'll be on Thursday, March 29th in Spanish. Both missions are going to be preached by Father Angelo Marquez. If you need more information, check your bulletin. Let's see. There'll be a Sisters Vocation Stories event at ENMU in the Sandia Room on Tuesday, March 28th at 2 p.m., if you can make that. Let's see here. Our church cleaning ministry is looking for some help as Easter is fast approaching. If you're interested in helping, please call the church office. Let's see what else we have. There'll be a Mass in honor of the Feast of the Annunciation on Saturday, March 25th at 9 a.m. Let's see. There's going to be a mandatory altar server training on Saturday, April 1st. It'll begin with Mass at 9 a.m. and then training after that. And then after that, there'll be a lunch. Let's see. Of course, check your bulletin for Holy Week and Triduum Mass schedules. And let's see. And, Corpus Christi's in June, but it'll be here before you know it. And we're looking for volunteers again, like we did last year, to do another joint procession with Our Lady of Guadalupe. If you're interested in helping out with that, please contact the church office. That was pretty awesome last year, and we did have a lot of volunteers to help. It went really well. I'd say almost without any hitches whatsoever. So, but I think I had everything to do with the amount of hardworking volunteers for that. So, we're asking for those folks again to step forward and help us out with that. That'd be great. Between you and me, Julie, that is the Sunday after my ordination to the diaconate,
Oh,
and
that is
I have
awesome.
been threatened to preach that day. So,
Oh,
so good thing
oh
I've got some
wow.
time to get ready for it, but that'll be awesome,
Yeah.
right? Let's see. That's enough for announcements. Oh, as you can see, we've got our guest this week, Miss Julie Ford. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, I'm blessed to be here, so.
You've come to talk to us about pro-life ministry,
Mhm.
and we're going to maybe take it a little bit direction. At least I consider a different direction. I don't know about most folks, but when I think of pro-life ministry, I think of I think of political activism.
Mhm.
But the ministry is so much more than that, and
Yes.
maybe most people don't know that.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we have a wonderful group of people that are in our group for Marian Soldiers for Life, and Um, I mean, it's a newer group. We haven't been around a long time, but we've already done the Rosary Rally. That was one of our things that we already did, and we had a pro life event not too long ago.
right?
And it was pretty successful considering that it was on a holiday weekend. So we had a good turnout, and the speakers we had that day were really awesome. So we are in the process of trying to put that on the Facebook for those that weren't able to make it. They can be able to view it online.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Yeah, we can help with that.
and we're just here to help. We're part of the church, working in the community to be a resource for women or young girls that are in need of help. And so we're here for maybe if they have an unexpected pregnancy and financially they're not able to get certain items for their child, then we're here for that. We're also here, there's a few of us that are in the group that if anybody just needed someone to talk to. There's sometimes it can be a confusing time,
Sure.
especially if it's an unexpected pregnancy. And so we're here to help. There's no judgment. I personally have my phone number available for anybody that just needs someone to talk to and maybe have a little bit of advice. And sometimes it kind of eases the fear of having that unexpected pregnancy. So,
Right, right. Because I can imagine, s- a young person's in this situation,
mm-hmm.
and I remember, of course, this person's an adult now, but they said that when they were younger, they were so afraid of their parents that
Right.
that fear alone kept them kept
Yeah.
them from
Coming forward and
well, no, from I mean from even thinking about having, well, to be honest, sex,
yeah.
because they were worried that the wrath of their parents would be just so. Just having somebody to talk to, they're in the
Mm-hmm.
situation, they feel like I can't go to my parents. They're the last people I can talk to,
Right.
knowing that there's, say, somebody at the church that they can come, and
Mm-hmm.
that's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
because then you can talk about things like options and decisions, and try to work past the fear
Right.
into more rational thought, and making wise decisions instead of just knee jerk decisions, or panic decisions. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I I used to joke with folks. I usually make this joke around election time, but people ask, I'll sometimes say it's not a choice, but a lack of options, and that's what people need are options,
Right.
and because sometimes they don't feel like they have a choice, but when they know they have options, that there's
Right.
support out there, financial support, referral support,
Mm-hmm.
emotional support, somebody that they can go to, and talk about their fears and their worries, and all that stuff. And I'm assuming the church also can refer to like doctors, and
Yes.
like for like prenatal care and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pregnancy resource center,
Right.
putting folks in contact with those folks and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So I imagine, you know I imagine people think the church would be the last place to go when you're in this
Right.
situation, but really,
Right.
no. We should encourage all these young people. That
Yeah.
is the first place you should go.
Right.
If you can't say go to your parents, or your family, then please
Mm-hmm.
come to the church, because like you and
Yeah.
others, beautiful people that just want to help.
Right. I mean, we have Mary Martinez that is doing the food pantry. And so we're trying to also help with the food pantry, that if there's any families that come in line to get food, that if they need diapers or things like that, we
Mm,
can be able to distribute diapers to those families.
mm,
So, I mean, it's a matter of just helping out those that are in need at the times that they're in need. I mean, all of us have moments in our life that we need help. So,
right.
it's just being able to come to the church to seek that help. And, we have Jeff that works at the pregnancy center. So, that's a good way for us to communicate, to work together. The Leap for Life is this weekend
Oh
on
yeah, I think I saw
Saturday.
that sign.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's on
it.
Saturday. So this helps not only for us to get together to run for a purpose, because all their donations and things that that's the way they run their business, because it's all by donations.
Mm, right.
So, so we're blessed to have them, especially since the Women's Medical Center closed down. It's really nice to have them available here in our community. So, but we're also in the works of trying to get a Rachel's Vineyard retreats in our community. And we have a couple that goes to Sacred Heart that are praying on it, on having them held at their property. And so uh, Casey Tafoya, that spoke at the pro life event that we had here recently, she actually is planning on taking over the Rachel Vineyard retreats. And so,
So tell me more about that. What is that? I'm not familiar with that.
okay, the Rachel Vineyard retreats are for people that have had abortions, and it's for men and women. It's not
Okay.
just for
Sure.
one
Sure.
sex,
Right.
because there's also men that have gone through much suffering after, their girlfriend or wife or whoever has had an abortion. So they go through that suffering as well. So they have weekend retreats to help in that healing process
Oh,
of
okay.
people that have had an abortion. And
Okay. Yeah,
so,
like support group. Yeah. Okay.
right.
Okay. No, that's great.
And so Casey gave her personal testimony, and she's been helping with these retreats, but now she's starting to gonna take them over. So um, she was a very beautiful person, and I was glad to meet her. And so we were so blessed to have her speak. And we're also in the process of setting up another pro life event. So um, we're wanting Father Stephen Imperato to come. He's the founder of Project Defending Life, and we're wanting him to not only give his personal testimony, but do to its pro life talk during that day. And we have someone else available as well that we're wanting to come. So, we're excited to do this. We had coffee and donuts and juice for the morning after mass, and then we had lunch provided, and so we were blessed to have those speakers come down. So we're wanting to do it again. We're thinking maybe possibly around Father's Day. So,
That's not too long at all.
yeah. And
Okay.
so, and we're also planning on doing the baby bottle, where we hand out baby bottles during Mother's Day, and people take them home and fill them up with change and bring them back for Father's Day. And that's also to help support the pregnancy center in
Right.
our
Raise more
community.
funds, help more people. Makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense. Um, Now, I would assume in a ministry like this, you can never have enough help. I suppose. I mean, as far as
Right.
manpower
That's true.
and things like that. So somebody who's listening to us now that feels like the Spirit might be encouraging them
Right.
to help you in this mission. So who should they contact? Should they contact the office? Or should they call you? Should they?
They could call me. My personal number, I know that sometimes it's been in the bulletin. Um, and also Mary Kay, I know she's offered for people to call her as well. So yes, and the office. I mean, all three options, whatever they feel on who they want to contact, they can contact them. You know, it's not just about helping the community, it's also in prayer, because it is also a spiritual battle that we're trying to pray as far as like abortion and stuff like that. So we do pray for the unborn children, and every fourth Tuesday of the month we go in prayer. And so we pray for young mothers that have had an unexpected pregnancy, that they choose life. So we do pray for that. So prayer warriors out there, we're calling for that as well. So it's helping the community, being there for support, either being someone to talk to or needing items. We actually helped a young couple out with a crib and a mattress for their baby that was coming. So, God blessed him before the child came, because when I found out about it, it was close to when she was going to have the child. So, that was a blessing we were able to give through the selling of our t-shirts. And if people want to donate or buy a t-shirt, that helps support this ministry with being able to do events and being able to help out people. So
Wonderful, wonderful. So, yeah. So I hope that was informative for everybody listening. Like I said, I now know more than I did. Like I said, I guess I had a very narrow view of what the pro life ministry was, but I'd love to. I love it when the church is able to do real world, solving real world problems things. You know what I mean?
right.
I mean, there's always the spiritual aspect of the church, but but to be able to go out there and actually improve people's lives means a lot to me. So thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, I appreciate you
I
having me
know you said
here.
you were going to be nervous, but see, it wasn't so
Yes.
bad, was it?
No, not too bad.
Not too bad. We're just talking. So, all right, everybody. I think we're going to call that a week. Thank you for tuning in. What we may do is we may put your number down in the comments if they want to
Okay.
reach out.
Yeah,
Reach
that
out to
would be
Miss Julie.
fine.
And everybody have a good week. God bless, and we'll see you next week.